People have long forgotten what communism is. That's why you should never support any political party. Never join any party. Don't tarnish your name because it will be stained. Never. A party is, well, are you someone's yoke? You take it on and drag it along like a barge hauler. You're hauling the barge of your party. Do you realize this is about the dumbest thing you could possibly do? I've told you this in more than one video already. This is your own ruin. Never join the Masons or any other group like that. If you want to offer up your backside in a Masonic lodge, go ahead. If you want to give your wife to a Masonic lodge for everyone's pleasure, go. Natasha writes me this comment. Security forces may force Russians to unlock their smartphones. Such instructions are prescribed in the manual for employees of the investigative committee. That is, the phone is yours, the data is also yours, but they are obliged to unblock it. There is also a border. They are not allowed to choose the password themselves. But you can be forced to do it. Absolutely, friends. But, you see, remember the revolutionary years? Who could hide anything back then? Those who were smart, they escaped. Of course, it was hard for them to live and survive abroad. It was very frightening to live and survive. But in Russia, I think it was simply an execution block for many. A terrible execution block. So for the rabbit, the war will end. In 2026, that's a question. That's what people have said. Yes, and I answer, my predictions are not for the faint-hearted. Yes, I give real predictions. I don't give you the kind of predictions that are like a balm for your soul. But for a weak mind, of course, it's better for you to go to other channels where you'll get the predictions you want to hear. I give my own predictions, real ones, as I see them. There's no point in me being deceitful. That's just not who I am. A descendant of a prophet cannot be deceitful. Know this and remember it for the rest of your life. A descendant of Fatima Sultan Seitovna, the daughter of the prophet, and since I am her great-granddaughter, I cannot lie. It's laughable and pointless for me to lie. I will survive and live in my own world anyway. That's it. That's the kind of comment I get. So in your opinion, should I just submit to the imperial yoke? The people have always prevailed, both in the Bible and in the Quran. Well, friends, what can I say? People with weak thinking will refer to both the Bible and the Quran. Why? Why don't you rely on your own brains and your own ancestors? And what do your ancestors say? Did they always prevail, or did they live in a stable like slaves in a barn? What do your ancestors say? No, none of them were executed, none perished. And then there's this Dorabin. I don't know who he is. Moscow's appointee, you're Trump. And what am I saying? And what am I saying to you, Dodabin? What am I saying? That's exactly what I'm saying. Well, what other language can I use to talk to you? This rough one? The kind that hits you over the head? Harsh, yes, with swearing, with something else? But I don't swear. But people want that kind of bluntness. They want to hear it because it's more familiar to them. And everything else is just an instructor. That's exactly what I'm talking about. No one else? I'm the only one on the internet saying this. If someone repeats after me, friends, that's your problem. To distinguish lies from the truth. I know it's Trump. He's a KGB agent. He's just a KGB agent. He's been a KGB operative for a very, very long time. For a very, very long time. That's why Trump will never be brought down. And then I want to say, listen, but where is the real Trump? We see an image, we see a virtual one, we see a double. The one sitting there with an earpiece, he has a microphone in his ear. And during all the negotiations, he listens to what he's supposed to say. That's why, there's this gesture I want to show with my hands. He leans in and listens carefully to what's being said in his earpiece. Just watch him during negotiations. And after that, he comes out with some phrase, and it seems to you like, yes, that's Trump. No, that's not Trump. Trump has long been overseas, just like Putin is overseas. The real Putin is alive. Don't bury him yet. He's a smart man. He's like the Mashiach. I call Putin the Mashiach. And who do you call that? Kushner, who I think is related to Trump. Well, actually, they're one family. But Putin is the Mashiach. That's why the whole country is shouting about Putin. Sometimes there's something good, sometimes there's something evil. But the Mashiach is Putin. I said this, I think, about 10 years ago, friends. Well, those who know my videos might remember and point out in which video I talk about Putin. It was a long time ago, from the very beginning, when I was talking about Putin and his doubles. There are no fewer than 22 doubles. Well, take Stalin, for example. Is Stalin still alive? What does Stalin look like now? No one has canceled reincarnation. That's on the one hand. On the other hand, the entire East, the Middle East, all of it, are relatives. They are Stalin's children, the whole Middle East. And Hitler, over there in Latin America, those are all his children. The world is divided, the war was different, and the outcome of the war was different too. It's not at all the outcome you know about. Well, just because they told you something doesn't mean much. Look around you, take a look. Is this what they were talking about? About victory? Where is the victory of communism? Have you already forgotten what communism is? But you were the ones shouting. Weren't your fathers and grandfathers shouting about communism? You've long since forgotten what communism is. That's why you should never support any party. Never join any party. Don't tarnish your name because it will be stained. Never. A party is, well, are you someone's yoke? You put it on yourself and drag it along like a barge hauler. You're dragging that barge of your party. Do you realize this is the greatest foolishness you could possibly do? I've told you this in more than one video already, that it's your own ruin. Never join the Masons or any other group. You want to offer up your backside in the Masonic lodges. Well, go ahead. Give your wife to the Masonic lodge for everyone's pleasure. Go on. Give up your son, your daughter. But friends, let me tell you, do you really think that Politburo members or our high-ranking security officials have had an easy life? They paid for their rank with their children. You didn't know that? But I'm not going to tell you about it. I'm not interested in that. I don't get paid for it. But many of them paid with their own children. So by joining parties, by joining Masonic lodges, you have to be ready to give up your children to be torn apart, to offer up your backside, or something else to other bastards. And these bastards will enjoy your children. And the oligarchs and those in charge will sit back and enjoy watching as your young children are corrupted by these bastards. Is that clear? But that's just, obvious. And this obviousness, it needs to be understood. Why do you need this, friends? To move forward. To be just a little bit better than another barge hauler on the Volga. No, it's not necessary. There is simply something here, well, then live with your own head. Today, January 31st, 2026, I am Tanya Karatsuba, Sit Burhan. I wish you a good mood in this life.